Well, good morning, all of you. We discussed couple of special right triangles in the previous class. They were 30, 60, 90 and 45, 45, 90. 45, 45, 90 triangles are the triangles which are of the form you have a 90-degree and you have the opposite legs that you see, they are equal, and whenever that happens you have a 45, 45, 90. We have a 90 degrees, and if both the legs are equal, then we have a 45, 45, 90-degree triangle, and we saw that the hypotenuse is nothing but the leg times square root 2 in case of 45, 45, 90. Today we will discuss about we saw what is 45, 45, 90. We will discuss further about 30, 60, 90 triangle. Saw these examples as well. 30, 60, 90 triangle. This is the other special right triangle, has measure of angles 30, 60 and 90 degree. Okay, this happens only when you have one of the leg, which is the smallest leg. The smallest leg is going to be half of the hypotenuse. The one of the leg is going to be half the length of the hypotenuse in a right triangle. That's when you have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. If that happens, you will have one of the leg as x and the hypotenuse is 2x, and the other leg is x times root 3. So x, 2x and x times root 3. Please note down this. We will see few problems based on this once again in the next minute or so. We will just see few problems. Okay, I'll just read out once again what is the 30, 60, 90 triangle. It is the other special right triangle that has a angle measure of 30, 60 and 90, and it is half of an equilateral triangle. Keep that also in mind. It is half of an equilateral triangle. If the short leg is x units long, then hypotenuse is 2x units long, and the long leg is x times root 3 units long. Okay, take 30 seconds. We will move to problems based on. Find the values of variables they have given here. Let me help you with one of them, then I'll give you a chance to work on the other two. Let's do the first one. On this one, the smallest side is opposite to that of the 30 degrees. So this is the smallest leg, this is the longer leg, and this is the hypotenuse. We know that smallest leg is equal to x and the large leg is equals to root 3 times of x, and the hypotenuse is equals to 2 times of x. So there we have been given x equals 2 in this case, so we can substitute and get s equals 2, which is there, and the log leg is nothing but x times root 3, which is 2 root 3, and the hypotenuse is nothing but 2 times x, that is 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, I'll do one more, then give you a chance to work on the third one. Okay, you can do third one on your own. Let me do the second one as well for you. On this one, once again we have smallest leg, which is x, the long leg, which is root 3x, and hypotenuse is 2x. They have given us x as x itself, but whereas log leg is given, so which means root 3x equals root 3. Dividing by root 3 on both sides, I get x equals 1. So substitute in the other two. Okay, so here I get small leg as x equals 1, and the hypotenuse is 2x, 2 times 1 is 2, so hypotenuse is 2. So this is x equals 1 in this case, and y equals 2. Okay, all of you complete the third one. I'll give you exactly like a minute or so. Use your chat once you have the answer. We will get back to that in another 30 to 40 seconds or a minute. Okay, few of your friends got it right, so let's check the solution. We have here smallest leg we call it as usually x, okay, and the longest leg we call it as x times root 3, and we have hypotenuse as 2x. What have they given us? The smallest leg is given, that is 7. So x equals 7. So this x is not same as this x, okay? Don't, you can use some other term. Let me use here m this time, because already they are having here x in this particular problem. So let me call this as, if the smallest leg is m, then this longest leg will be m root 3, and this will be 2m, okay? So this is 7 root 3, and this is 7 times 2, 14. Okay, so we have hypotenuse y equals 14, and the longest leg is 7 root 3. Okay, let's see the next few problems. Okay, I'll do one of them. Please work on, this is your problem 4. Work on problem 4 and 6. I'll do problem 5 for you. I'll do this particular problem 5. Work on 6. 4 and 6 you are working. This one I'm working. Okay, let's work this out. I have here once again the smallest leg, let me call it as m. The largest leg, let me call it as m times root 3, and hypotenuse is 2m. I'm using m because already in the triangle they have x and y, and so what is given to us? The given thing is the hypotenuse, which is 2m, is given to us as 10. So 2m is 10, implies m equals 5 dividing by 2. So which means I get smallest leg, which is 5, and the largest leg as 5 root 3. So this is your 5 units, y equals 5 units, and x equals 5 root 3. Okay, I look forward to seeing your answers for 4th and 6th. Then we will go to next slide. Okay, let's check for 4th one. We have here 4th, which is once again hypotenuse equals 2x or 2m, let's use, and smallest leg is m, and the longest leg is m root 3. Okay, what is given to us? The hypotenuse is given, which is 6. So which, if I divide by 2 on both sides, I get m equals 3, which means smallest leg is 3 and the longest leg is 3 root 3. On this one, I have the longest leg given. So once again we'll use smallest is m, longest leg is m root 3, and hypotenuse is 2m. We have given longest leg as 6 root 3. So dividing by root 3, I get m equals 6, which means the smallest leg is 6, and the hypotenuse is 2 times 6, which is 12. So this is 12 units, and this is 6 units, which majority you got. Let's go on to the next slide. Okay, complete the table. I'll do this one. So if x is 2, then y is going to be 2 root 2, right? Because in 45, 45, 90, I'll have, it is 2. If leg is x, hypotenuse is going to be x times root 2. Same here, I have the hypotenuse as root 2. If the hypotenuse is root 2, then here x is going to be just 1. So 1. Here if x is 4, then the legs are going to be, if x is the legs is 4, then hypotenuse is going to be 4 root 2. Okay, I want you to complete these two. I'll give you like 30 seconds, then we will see the next. As your friend suggested, the legs are going to be root 2, you have to just divide root 2. So to get that, you get 3 here, and to get the hypotenuse you have to multiply root 2, which is 7 root 2. Okay, Let's see the next one here, the 3060 90 this time. I'll do the first two, then I'll give you a chance to work on the other three. This is the smallest leg which is given to me, which is 5. Okay, the smallest leg is, we know that the smallest leg, if smallest leg is x, then the longest leg will be x root 3 and the hypotenuse is 2x. I have been given the smallest leg a, that is smallest leg 5, so which means the longest leg b, which is 5 root 3 and the hypotenuse is 2x, which is 5 times 2, that is 10. And in this case I have been given 2 root 3, which is the longest leg, 2 root 3. So x root 3 equals 2 root 3, which means x equals 2. If I get x equals 2, the smallest leg is 2, smallest leg a becomes 2, and the hypotenuse is 2 times x. I had x equals 2, so which is 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, same I want you to try this one, label this as first, second and third when you answer. Okay, I'll give you like a minute, then we will go over the solution. Let's go over the solution. On this one, we have been given the hypotenuse, which is 8, so which means 2x equals 8 here. In this case 2x equals 8, we get x equals 4, right? So smallest a, that is, this is 4, and the longest leg is 4 root 3. Same way on this one we have a, that is smallest leg, that is x is given to us this time as 6. So substitute in the longest leg, that is 6 root 3 to get b, and the hypotenuse is 2 times 6, that is 12. Now this c part, it's given to us as 22, that is hypotenuse is 22, which 2x equals 22. Dividing by 2 on both sides, I get x equals 11. If x is 11, I have a as 11 and b as 11 root 3. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Use special right triangle rules to find w, x, y, z. Okay, you are going to find for w, x, y, z. I'll give you like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Once you have the answers, you may use chat. Okay, we will go over the answers once you have completed. We have here, this is 40 degrees, 90 degrees is here, so this is supposed to be the hypotenuse, okay, for this particular triangle, the triangle in the red. Observe only the triangle in the red. For that, this is the hypotenuse. If this is 45, this is 90, so this is also 45. So this becomes the longest leg and this becomes the shortest leg. Okay, so they have given us the, both the legs will be of the same size in case of the 45, 45, 90. Okay, so leg 1, leg 2 I can call, instead of short leg and small leg, because it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Both the legs will be of the same length. So leg 1 equals, if leg 1 is x, then leg 2 is also x, and hypotenuse is x root 2 in case of 45, 45, 90. So I have leg 1 as x, leg 2 is going to be x, which is going to be 14. Okay, and hypotenuse is x root 2, which is 14 root 2, which will give us these values. So which y is 14 root 2 and this x is 14. Okay, now let's observe the other triangle. Okay, this is 60, 30, 90 triangle, right? So we have a 90 degrees here. If this is 90, this is going to be 90, this is 60, so this is going to be 30. I said you not to go by figure, you have to go by the degree measures that is given. So the smallest side is that this z, the smallest side is going to be opposite to 30 degrees, that is this particular side. Okay, if this, in case of 30, 60, 90. The smallest side is m, then the longest side is m root 3 and the hypotenuse is 2m. Okay, we have been given the smallest side, that is m equals 14, which means the longest side is 14 root 3 and the hypotenuse 14 times 2, that is 28, which means I will have, this is your hypotenuse and this is your longest side. I'll have w equals 28 and the longest side z equals 14 root 3. Okay, in case you are noting down, I will give you 30 seconds, then we will move on to the next slide. Okay, I hope you all have noted down. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, the diagonal of a square is 18 centimeter long. How long is the side of the square and what is the area? Okay, let's solve this particular problem. If we have a square, and they have given us that the diagonal is 18 centimeter. How long is the side of the square and what is its area? Okay, remember that if for a square each of these angle is 90 degrees and the diagonal it will act like the angle bisector. So this becomes 45 and this becomes the 45. Okay, in case of 45, 45, 90, we have leg 1 equals x, leg 2 equals x, then hypotenuse is x root 2. We already have the hypotenuse given to us. Hypotenuse is 18, which means 18 equals x root 2. Then divide by root 2 on both sides to get the value of x. That gives us x equals 18 over square root of 2. Okay. I have this particular side, each side is 18 over root 2 units. Okay, and we can find the area by squaring. Area is what? Area equals side square in case of the square. So that gives us 18 over root 2 whole square, which is 18 square over 2, because root 2 whole square is 2. And 18 square is nothing but 324. 324 divided by 2 gives us 162. So area is 162 centimeter square if you simplify this in your calculator. Okay, and this each side is, if you want to write it proper way, you can just write 18 root 2, or you can multiply root 2 on in this manner both sides. So this will be 2, 18 divided by 2 is 9, so you'll get 9 root 2. You can write as 9 root 2 or you can write 18 over root 2. Any of them is fine. Okay. I wanted you to express it proper way. This will be the most accurate one, 9 root 2. So let's see the next problem here. I want you to try this particular problem. An equilateral triangle has side lengths of 14 inches. What is the altitude of the triangle and what is the area? I'll draw the figure for you, then give you time to work on this. So I have an equilateral triangle. Okay. And they're asking me this altitude This is 14 inches. So this is 60 degrees. This is 60 degrees. And this is 30 degrees, right? Because altitude will act like the bisector for this angle. So this is 14 inch. We have 30, 60, 90. You are asked to find the altitude. Okay, I'll call it as A. So use your chart and tell me the value of altitude. Seven root 3 is right. Most of you had that particular answer. So let's go over the solution. Okay, altitude will act like the longer leg in case of 30-60, and smaller leg we have not been given, and hypotenuse. That's what is involved in 30-60-90 triangle. If the smallest leg is x, then the longer leg will be x root 3 and hypotenuse is 2x. That's what we know. We have been given 2x equals 14, which implies x equals 7, right? Dividing by 2 on both sides, I get x equals 7, and the longer leg is 7 root 3. Okay, x equals 7 and the longer leg is 7 root 3, and the longer leg is opposite to the altitude. Okay, opposite to 60 degree is your longer leg, and that is your altitude. So altitude is going to be 7 root 3, and the smaller leg is opposite to 30 degrees. So this is going to be 7 units, and this is 7 root 3. I hope this is clear. What else they are asking? The area they are asking. This is 7, this is also going to be 7. Area is half of base times height. We have the base, which is 14, and the height, which is 7 root 3. So 2 times 7 is 14, 7 times 7 is 49, so 49 root 3 will be the final answer, and the units were inches, so this will be square inches. Okay, area is 49 square root 3 square inches, altitude was 7 root 3 inches. I hope this is clear too. Let's see the next slide. Okay, all of you try this particular problem. We will go over solution in a while. Solve for x and find the area and perimeter of this particular rectangle. Okay, I'll give you like exactly couple of minutes, then we will go over the solution. Just a second, guys. Okay, let's check what is given to us. This is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, and the smallest leg is x. In case of the 30, 60 triangle, the smallest leg is x, and the longer leg is x root 3, and the hypotenuse is 2 times x. So here this is 2 root 3, the longer leg, that is x root 3 is 2 root 3, which implies x equals 2. This is 2 units. So we got the x. Find the area and perimeter. So area equals length times width. So that is 2 root 3 times 2, which majority if you got 4 root 3 is correct. Area is 4 square root 3. Square units. They have not given any units, so I'm just writing the units as 4 root 3 square units. Same way, perimeter is just 2 types of length over plus width. So let's do that. 2 times of the length was given to us as 2 root 3, and this is 2. Okay, you can further take square root out. You can take 2 out and it will become 4. We'll have 4 types of root 3 plus 1 units. Or you can just write in decimals, which is going to be root 3 plus 1 times 4 gives us 10.928. 10.928 units in case unit in decimal, and this area was 4 root 3, which is nothing but 6.928. Okay, if you had written in decimals. Okay, you have rest of the class type to work on the quiz that is there on the hub. So it's timed quiz. Attempt properly. Do not you may not need that much time, but I have given enough time. It's so use time properly and try to complete within the time allotted. Okay, so you have rest of the class time to work on the quiz.